cord directly to the master tape with big tape running as fast as it can possibly go. And not to get into magnetic tape, but signal capacity of magnetic tape revolves around size of the tape, how many tracks you're putting on it, and what speed you're running it at. So typically you look at 24 track, 2-inch tape, 15 IPS. We'll do the math. There's really not that much space for each one of those tracks, okay? In our case, just 2 tracks, 1/2-inch tape, and at 30 inches a second, there is no tape. Some people will say there's some reasons you could do 15, I understand. But this record was made in 1985. It is a one-generation record. We also did the one-step processing that Rob was talking about. And the other side of that, incidentally, is when your stamper thing dies, you're finished. We made 500 records. They sent me 5 samples. They were awful. Yes, the stamper died at number 464, and they sent me ones from the end of the run. I haven't had a fresh copy of this record. You know what happens? It's your baby, but you lost it all. Chris, I'll give you a hand, who not only, didn't just bring a mint copy that he had, he gave it to me.
I want it back. If you hear it, it's pretty impressive.
I have been at some of these events, tossing a couple tracks on, and letting you hear it. And yes, it kind of blew my mind when I revisited it. So assuming that the gods want to line up here, are we into blues at all? Are we into any energy here?
Yeah.
Good. So this is an old track called She's Goodin'. It's an old Otis Rush track. With me at 33 or so vocalizing. And you won't have any trouble noticing that this is a group playing in a room.
We were appropriately aged at 33.
Well, yeah, more than that.
33 and a third.
A 1.
Oh, we don't need 45.
Craig, I listened to that before I gave it to him, and I didn't want to give it to him. I made a tape copy before I gave it to him because I'm like, this is a good record. It is so impressive sounding.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. She can't be my baby. She's a girl. Yeah, my baby. She's a girl. My baby, she's a good sweetheart. She can be. Love her 'cause she's so kind. The man's love her to mine. The children love her 'cause she's so sweet. Crazy about my babe. She can't be my babe. She's a good one. My baby. She's a good one. My babe, she's a good one. Sweet as she can be. All right, boys.
Did we do all right?
Yeah. It sounded great. It sounded great, right?
It's hard to explain to people, but the best analogy is that making records is like having babies. It's great when you're finally holding the thing and all is good and it's in its optimum moment, but getting there is brutal.
I think State once said, "You don't make a record, you abandon it."
Well,
Or you don't finish a record, you abandon
I
it.
will tell you a little bit.
You
where I
give
was
up
going
at some
wrong.
point.
Now you just heard there's quite a bit of signal on this vinyl, okay? Well, I was ever so lucky to be told, Craig, you can go down to Famous Studios and George Horn, who is one of the big boys. I walk in there, he's got Freddie Hubbard's tape, Neil Young's tape, here's my tape. And then what they do is they preview it before they do anything else. And he previews my thing and he says, Craig, you got a lot of information below 50 hertz on that first track. You don't want that on there. All the cheap turntables will fly out of the groove. I'm like, wait a minute, what did I pay for? You know, the whole thing. Let's just say that my professional partner at the time advised me to do what George said. My personal partner at the time, she elbowed me so nasty in the ribs it was unbelievable and said, if you let him do that, you're an animal. And so he says, Craig, what kind of record do you want me to cut? I said, put the tape on the vinyl, give us a little boost in the top end because we're going to lose some. So that is what you're. All right.